Welcome! Welcome to the Sunny Lamba show, Flawthentic Me, episode 3. And today is our first guest. I'm so excited about this one. We have with us Sara. Welcome, Sara.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you as my first guest, Sara. But before we get started, I just want to you know what, this StreamYard confuses me. So hopefully we are live, but I want to tell you guys, if you are commenting, I am using StreamYard and I might not see your name. So in the description, there is a link. Please click on the link and give StreamYard permission so I can see your comments. Hello, Debbie, how are you? So as you guys are hopping on, say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. Sometimes with StreamYard, I don't see who's hopping on. So make sure you're saying hi so I can see you. My name is Sunny. I'm coming to you live from cold, freezing Calgary, Canada. It is already snowing. So you're going to hear me complain about that a lot, even though I'm working on my affirmations that I love cold. But it's not working very well right now. So I started this show as a empowerment and a community for people who feel that they are stuck and they don't have anywhere to go and they feel like life's never going to be the same and they just are feeling hopeless. So this show is my way of showing them that there's people who have been at the same place and they have overcome that. There's people who feel they're not good enough and they don't deserve better and they don't deserve to be happy and they don't deserve to be successful. And this show is a way to empower them, to give them that little hope, that motivation through stories like Sara's, which we're going to share today. Hey, Christina, thanks for hopping on, girl. Just a little bit about myself. I have my background in psychology and I have my life coaching certification, which with psychology and life coaching, I feel like it's like this perfect balance where I can kind of, and I also have this sixth sense where I understand people, and I've always had that even before this whole psychology and everything. And that is why I am here today, to empower others. So let me welcome my guest, Sara. Woohoo!
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time, Sara. I know you had back-to-back meetings today, and we've already been on one meeting and one live together. So my tagline for today for Sara is, and I'm just going to try to show it here, from being at a place to borrowing money, to even keep the heat on in your house, to being this amazing, successful woman. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I just want to welcome you and tell me about this. First tell me about yourself a little bit, and then we can get into the story.
So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sara Easterbrook, and I live on the other side of Canada in PEI, where it is a beautiful 15 degrees here. We have no snow in sight yet, so we are enjoying it. But we are also manifesting a house somewhere in like Hawaii or California.
Ooh.
Portugal. My husband really wants to go to Portugal. But in February, actually, let's go back to last year. So last year, my husband and I had sold our house. We lived in Toronto, just outside Toronto. We lived in a beautiful house that we had renovated. We were in a prime location, and we both had government jobs. We were both working for the Ontario government, and between the two of us, we were making about $70 an hour, and with full benefits. My husband had full benefits, and we each had a pension coming to us after our 35 years of service. But we weren't happy. It's not something that we saw ourselves doing for the next 30 years. We knew that there was more to life than just paying bills and losing weight. There's more to life than that. Yeah. So we decided that because my network marketing business at the time was doing well, that my income from that could support us in moving and living out our dream. So we sold that house. We moved across the country. In 3 months, we were broke. I had lost all my confidence. I felt very depressed. I was anxiety-ridden. I kept saying, was this a mistake? Did what we do was a mistake? We left our family. We left all of our friends, everything we knew, our comfortable jobs, and the anxiety crippled me. It took a toll not only on me physically, emotionally, but on my relationship with my husband. It was starting to get a strain. He was taking on jobs he didn't like. He was miserable. I had to go back to work. I had lost my entire team in network marketing and had to take a job at a grocery store. So from going from $30 an hour to $12 an hour took a beating on my self-confidence. So Christmas came, had already blew through our entire savings, racked up $100,000 in debt, because when you buy a house, and we bought a house online that we never seen before, we literally bought it online.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how risky we were. Something always goes wrong. The heat goes, the plumbing goes, you need new things, the roof, things that you don't know that you need start to pile up. And then all of us, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, all the bills come at the exact same time. It's like a conspiracy that they put together. So we were having to pull from, lines of credits, or push back car payments, or push back property tax payment. And when you push these bills back, you actually add interest to it. So we were sending out checks that would be bouncing because we wouldn't have enough money. So we were paying insufficient fund fees. So when we had to turn the heat on, we tried to not to turn the heat on as long as possible. Extra clothing, extra bedding. And so come November, I was borrowing money to keep the heat on, to keep the furnace going because it was cold. And Christmas came around and I said to my husband, I said, we can't do it this year. We don't have anything. So my very best friend, she sent me $50. I got a Christmas tree, a very small Christmas tree. We got a dozen eggs, a loaf of bread, and milk, and that was our Christmas. And we worked as much as we could to pick up the overtime that we could, but nothing was working. And then I met Kathleen. So if you don't know who Kathleen is, she's, Bob Proctor's top consultant, and she introduced me to this program in November. But as you know, I had no money for a mentorship. But come February, I was still in the same spot. So I hadn't moved even an inch closer to where I was. And so I had to do something. And here I am now. I'm vice president of sales for Diamond Academy. I run a consulting business myself. I help network marketers grow their business online. I have manifested that debt away, so I no longer have that $100,000 in debt, and I've accumulated over $70,000 in personal income since February. In a nutshell, that is me.
Wow. So from borrowing money for Christmas, and this was just last Christmas.
Last Christmas, yeah.
Yeah, so that's
not even a year ago.
10 months, not even 10 months actually. Wow. 2, you're debt free and you have made all this money. Oh my God, that is so amazing. So I was listening to your story, and from what I've heard, tell me about, so I want to go a little back, one step back. And the reason is because when you were telling your story, it totally resonated. That was me and my husband. Amazing jobs, going on vacations, fancy dinners. We could afford. We had 2 houses actually. We sold one. We still have one, but it have 2 houses with this all debt on us, and like enjoying our life. And then I went through what you went through, and I was like, I'm not happy, and I just quit my job. So I want to go back there and tell me about the time when your husband missed your wedding rehearsal.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay. That was quite interesting, getting all those photos done, missing the groom-to-be.
Oh my God.
When we lived in Ontario, we were working for the government, and it's seniority. You are basically a number. So they told you when you get to go on vacation. They told you when you can have time off. And we had to plan our wedding around whatever was left over. So I could never have a wedding in the plaza in June because working at that job, I'd never get the summers off. Our vacation consisted of after March break in March and October-ish, because December, nobody can book off in December. So Christmas, you were working. If you're a public servant, I've worked Christmas Day, I've worked Boxing Day. I worked New Year's Day, New Year's Eve. Like I missed so many years of all holidays. I worked every single holiday.
Yeah.
So we planned our wedding around what was available for us. So it was September 15th, 2018. He tried to book off the day before for our rehearsal dinner, but they wouldn't allow him to have it off. So I had to, I couldn't get it off either. So I actually had to switch shifts. And thank God I worked with incredible people who were willing to switch with me. So I worked the morning shift, 5 o'clock in the morning, rehearsal dinner, husband missing, had to fill him in. And then I went up to the wedding venue before he did. And he came up and showed up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, the day of the wedding.
Wow.
What a way to live. That's
Yeah.
terrible. We couldn't elope because we wouldn't get the time off we needed to elope. Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, and I totally resonate with that because someone else is basically, controlling your life. Yeah. I just want to say thank you, Myrna. Thank you, Debbie. I see someone Facebook user. I don't see your name. So please either give StreamYard permission or just say hi. Just say your name in the comments so I know who it is. If you think someone needs to hear this, please tag them on this video. Tag them because Sarah's story is so powerful. So if you feel someone who needs to know about this and someone who's at that point where Sarah was,
just literally a number.
Yeah.
Literally a number. Everything that I did with that job involved my employee number. People didn't know my name.
Yeah.
It was a number. They knew who I was by my number, by my seniority. There was a list of people, and that's how you could see how far from the bottom you are for your next possible promotion. Yeah. Right? That's how you found out. I started off working, Sunny, I don't know if you know this, but I started off working. I was in insurance, and I knew that's not what I wanted to do. And so I kept applying for that job because I was like, if I get into the government, I'm set. If I get into the government, I'm good for the rest of my life. So I kept applying, and when I got hired, I only got hired for weekends. So I worked Friday night until midnight, Saturday till midnight, Sunday till midnight, and every holiday Monday. So if there's a holiday up, that was considered the weekend. So I worked my insurance job Monday to Friday. Then I would leave an hour early and go to my weekend job. So I never had a day off.
Yeah.
And that was my life for many years.
That is just, yeah. And I know what you mean because I worked in government job too. So it's all like your seniority for taking vacation. Everyone else gets to get the vacation before you do, and a number. So I know exactly what you mean. So the name of the show is Flawthentic Me. It is because I believe that we all have flaws, but our flaws make us unique. Yeah. And we need to embrace those flaws to be able to achieve what we really want to achieve in life and to be truly authentic. So please put, if anyone thinks they are flawthentic, put hashtag flawthentic in the comments. If you think you're flawthentic, let's see those hashtag flawthentic in the comments. But Sarah, my question to you is, so you've come a long way and we'll talk about that journey. But when you look back, what was that perceived flaw or limiting belief, as we all like to call them? What was that perceived flaw that you felt was within you, which was stopping you from doing everything that you wanted to?
So my flaw or my limiting belief was that, who am I? Who am I to be speaking here to you? Who am I to dream of writing a book? Who am I? It's just my story. Everybody has a story and everybody goes through a story. So who am I to share this with other people when they're going through it as well? Like I have a very colorful history, but I'm pretty sure everybody does. The only thing that changed was I knew that there was more to life. This can't be it. This cannot be life. Struggling to pay the bills, worried about what it is that I look like and not up to the standard, and just struggling to tiptoe safely to the end. that's when it changed for me, is that this can't be it. I watched my family struggle. I watched my poor grandmother struggle on Social Security and barely survive to the end. That's not how I want to live. That's not the legacy I want to leave. That's not what I wanted to leave my family. There's more to life than that.
Yeah. And Christina says that, yes, there has to be more.
Yeah.
There has to be more. We cannot live those same generational curses that have been going on forever. And we need to break free. And this is like the perfect time.
Yeah.
Like, we live in this world right now. We have so many opportunities.
And Sunny, I lived in comparison for so long. I compared myself to those who had success. And I would say things like, they're so lucky. They have the money. They have the support. My mother was killed when I was 4 years old, and I did not have any emotional parental support or love. I never felt that. My dad was very withdrawn. I couldn't tell him, I couldn't show emotion. If I showed emotion, he would tell me to hush up, suck it up, and move forward. And that's how I spent my life. So I watched him hustle and grind. And so that's what I did, because that's what I thought life was. I watched my entire family hustle and grind. And a lot of them died very young with nothing, like literally nothing. And leaving nothing. Could you imagine leaving nothing to your children? Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
There's like, I watched my uncle pass away and leave $2,500 to his son. That's it.
Yeah, I can totally imagine, because my parents didn't leave anything. They didn't have anything to leave that they could, right? So tell me about the journey after Kathleen.
Oh,
How
boy.
did you? So you said you met her, you knew her from before, but in November she told you about this transformation, but you couldn't afford it. And then comes February, and then what?
So February came. I was still in the exact same spot I was. I was growing farther and farther apart from my husband. I was getting more depressed, thoughts of suicide. So I have a suicide thought background. I was in drugs for many, many years. So that thought was, what's the point? Why does it have to be so hard? So I'd get those thoughts. And my husband was getting depressed, more depressed, working harder to try to make me happy. And that's not what I wanted for him. So come February, I said to him, we have to try this. We have to do something, or we're not going to make it. And I truly believe he is my soulmate. He is my soulmate, and I don't want anybody other than him. And divorce is not in our vocabulary. Like, he is the man for me. Like, we are on the same page, answer each other's sentences, call you when you think of you. Like, that's how vibing we are. So I said, babe, we have to do something, or we're not going to survive. We're going to end up moving back home in with your parents. And that was a big no. So he said, hell no. Like, we don't have the money. Like, where do you expect the money to come from? So I said, we need to suck it up. We need to borrow it. Like, we are already borrowing to keep the heat on. What's a little bit extra that we have to borrow? So a friend of mine lent me the money, and here I am now in less than 10 months, like completely debt free. Husband's retired, built a gym. He's out in the gym right now that we built, paid cash for. I have more money in my bank account than I've ever had in my life. And I have worked 100 jobs. My list, when you go into Service Canada and you see all my jobs, it's very colorful. I've been fired from a lot of jobs. I knew that I wanted more. And here I am. I'm no different from you. You see my dog behind me, like I'm a normal human being in my little living room. I just know that there is more than living to pay bills.
Yeah. Wow.
No longer borrow. I have donated thousands of dollars to charities.
That is
so I have been able to give back. I've never done that before, so I've been able to give back. I have been able to give gifts. My husband's not here. I'm giving him a very nice Christmas gift this year, since we had to skip last year. So it's been beautiful. Christmas for my family has been paid off already, and No Christmas debt.
Yeah, that is so amazing. That is just like it's giving me goosebumps to just hear that. And this is in 2020.
2020,
In
in the middle of a
2020,
pandemic.
exactly in the middle of a pandemic, when people are struggling and they're complaining and they're going through this. And I'm not saying people are being negative. Everyone is going through a lot.
Yep.
But you did this during this time.
Yep.
So
I'm not
it's
the only one.
yeah, and you're not the only one, exactly. Like, so I just want to say here, you mentioned Kathleen. So anyone who's not does not know Kathleen, Kathleen has a free mindset group that Kathleen and Sarah both together run, and I am in there, and it has totally changed my mindset because I'm not going to go into my story because today is all about Sarah, and I did share my story before, but I was in that comparison mode, comparitis, always comparing to others, and going through that, and it has totally changed my mindset. So if anyone wants to be in that group, please put in the comments group, and we would love to add you in the group. It is so amazing. Today morning, actually, Kathleen did an amazing training. Oh my God,
So good.
it was so awesome.
Yeah.
So you joined Kathleen's group, and you told me all about this, but what shifted? What what changed? You're the same person, or are you a new person?
I made a decision. I made a decision that I no longer deserved to live that lifestyle. I made a decision that I am the only person who can change my outcome. My husband can't change it. My family can't change it. My environment around me can't change it. It's me. I am my own person. And if I don't change, then nothing else will change.
Yeah.
It was an instant switch. Everything happened instantly. Your quantum leap happens the moment you make the decision that you deserve more. And I worked from a place of retirement. So I was never working in my current reality. I was like, if I don't change now, I'm never going to be able to retire. I'm going to be on assistant. I kept thinking about the house or the apartment that I would end up living in when I couldn't afford to live anymore.
Yeah.
Because realistically, our generation is not going to be able to live the lifestyle we're living now. So if you're living in a $300, $400, $500,000 house and you have unlimited internet and you eat organic food, realistically, when you retire, you're not going to be able to do that. Because the retirement age was set back in the 1900s at 64, 65 with a life expectancy of 5 years. People are now living 35 to 40 years longer than retirement age. And where's that money going to come from?
Yeah. Yeah. Retirement is scary.
Yeah.
It's very scary. That is so amazing. Thank you so much. I just at the end want to hear from you for those who are feeling doubtful, they're doubting themselves, or they think, or they're like surrounded by the circumstances. And your story is a perfect example that circumstances don't define you, So those who think that, oh, this always happens to me, or, things always go wrong with me, or they're going through financial or health or even a broke mindset. Like, what do you want to say to them? Floor is yours, because I know you're so good at this.
Rosa just commented, you have to be tired of sick and tired. You have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of being broke. I would constantly, every single day, almost throw up when I looked at my bank. Who here ignores their bank because they know they're going to get in it and either they're going to have $0, just enough to pay the bills, or they're going to see red. I saw red every day. So I wouldn't even check my bank because that's where my mindset was. So I had to be sick and tired of doing that. And that's what I was. I was sick and tired of doing it, and I needed a change. So I changed my mindset around money. Instead of constantly thinking I don't have money, or I'm going to apply for CERB, or I'm going to apply for EI, or I'm going to push my mortgage payments back, I started thinking I am abundant. Money flows to me easily and frequently on a continuous basis from multiple sources. And guess what happened? Opportunities came to me. I had an opportunity to remortgage my house early without paying a penalty. So what happens? You roll in that $100,000 debt, and that's one thing that's gone. Yeah. I had an opportunity to start a position or a online marketing position. What happens is that gives me the opportunity to bring in some more money. So when you start raising your belief and changing your belief around what is possible instead of living in your current results, you start attracting people to you. So I was a drug addict. I attracted addicts to me. Now that I have a millionaire mindset and abundant mindset, I attract other people who have that mindset. Just like when I want to get healthy, I attract healthy people to me. So it's the same thing when it comes to money. You get onto a vibration where other people are on that vibration and opportunities come to you. You want to write a book, you start surrounding yourself with people who want to write a book. Guess what happens? Publishers start coming at you. Yeah. It all happens. So you just have to believe. You teach your children about Christmas and the magic that happens. This is our Christmas every day. Yeah. Magic is happening in our community every day. You just have to believe. What's that saying? Seeing is believing, or believing is seeing.
Yeah.
The one from Polar Express.
Yeah, I believe when I see, or I see. No, I see when I believe it.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. I had a post the other day about
believe first before you see it.
Yeah.
It is creating the result now instead of waiting to create the plan to get you there. You could have a beautiful plan. You could buy, I don't know about you, but I bought all the planners. I bought all the pens. Every Christmas, I got a planner. And I was like, this is going to be my year. I bought all the books. Yep, I bought all the books, but nothing ever changed.
Yeah.
You can have the beautiful plan, but if you're not implementing or move forward to it, it's just a pretty book. That's all it is. Just a pretty book.
Yeah, totally. Thank you so much, Sara. This was so amazing. And I just, surround yourself with like-minded people, Nicole said. Yeah. And I'm so excited for the future, and I'm so glad that I'm surrounded by all these people, all these positive people and people who believe in themselves, because that has made me believe in myself, because that was my biggest thing. I just didn't believe in myself. This show, it's been on my mind for a year now. And I didn't do anything, because
now look how far you've come.
I know, and I have been with Kathleen since, I got introduced to her in March, but since June, I've been in the program with her, and it has been just life-changing. And I have long ways to go. I'm not even halfway done through it. So I can't even, actually, I know I can actually visualize where I'm going to be for the first time ever. So thank you so much for taking the time and hopping on here. And thank you everyone who watched. If you're going to watch replay, do let us know. Leave a comment so that I know that you were here and I can welcome you. If you think someone can benefit from Sara's story, please tag them or hit that share button, because sharing is caring. Yep. So if you care about others who need to hear the story, please hit that share button, and keep watching. Next Wednesday, it's going to be just me, and then we are going to be with another guest. You won't believe, Sara, I'm booked till January.
Wow.
I know. I am so excited about this. Yes. So, you were talking about attracting, I'm attracting the people, and I'm so excited about that. So thank you so much. And I will see you guys next week. Have an amazing, beautiful day, and have a sunny life.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.